Hello, my name is Rose and I was born a psychic. I haven't introduced myself online for 4 years, so I thought I would make an introduction video telling you all about who I am, especially for anyone that's new or just doesn't know me very well. So here's a little bit about myself. So to help you understand what I mean by I was born a psychic, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my own 4 lineages that made me me. So I have a grandmother that was born in the Shetland Islands with strong Nordic history that I can date back to the 1700s with census records. She married a Australian Irish. On the other side of my family, we have my grandmother Dawn, who is a professional psychic for the last 20 years of her life here on my island. And we're not sure about her lineage because her grandmother was found in a barn by a couple who adopted her. So we're unsure. But she married a Hungarian. Now my Hungarian side were the Garai family. My great-grandmother was Maria Garai, and their family are a prestigious old noble family that have their own clan associated to them. I have done extensive research into my own lineage, and the first I want to talk about is Hungary. Now there was an author, I've got his name here, Vilmos Diaszewski, I think that's his name, but he traveled to Central Asia and to parts of Siberia to find the connections between Hungarian shamanism, the early Hungarian shamanism, and the steep sky shamanism, the Tengric shamanism. And he produced findings for all of the signs that the children would be born a teltosh, a shaman. Now the signs were extra teeth, which I don't have, but I do have fangs, extra fingers, which I also don't have, or extra body parts. But the third is a call birth. Now this I did have. I was an on-call birth back in 1995. I sent the hospital into a flurry. Doctors were coming and touching me. Being an on-call birth did not necessarily mean that you would become a teltosh or a shaman. It simply was the first sign. The second signs were to simply put the tools in front of the person. If they could make the tools work, well, they were on the path themselves. No one really pushed them. There were tools around everybody. It wasn't secretive. For any astrologers out there, I was born a Pisces Sun, a Scorpio Moon, and a Cancer Rising as an on-call birth. When I started doing research into the Nordic sagas to find any signs of what it meant to be a seeress or a priestess, I very much found that it was identified by a community. If the young girl was having dreams and having visions, then she would be trained. She would be seen as a vulva, but only if she had the gift. I remember seeing a story, it was called the Thorbjörg Little Vulva. It was a saga, and it was of a girl who, she had 9 sisters and all of them had prophecy, all of them could do spell work as well. And she spoke about how she had a biological mother, but she had a foster mother who taught her all of those things. Almost like a bit of a guide. And that is how it went for me. My grandmother, who was also a professional psychic, didn't just pick up on my gifts, I became interested in it. So I was like, show me those cards. I was having dreams as a young girl. She just picked up on it and started teaching me. So I was learning cards by the age of 7 to 10 years old and starting to learn the basics of magic. We'll go into my Irish history and the signs there in just a moment, but I want to talk about what kind of happened after this. So I went on my own path of self-discovery. I have been researching Buddhism, Christianity, every religion, Wicca, paganism, this, that, the other, for my entire life. It has become the essence of who I am as a person. I have researched for 30 years, literally. But it was when I came all the way back round to my own heritage that I started learning about Tengrism and learning about Norse paganism, and that's when my abilities went boom. That's when everything started for me and got very crazy. With my magic completely turned on, I was able to have so many of my wishes come true. I've always wanted to do content creating, that sort of thing, and 5 years ago TikTok finally presented itself, this app full of spiritual weird people where I could finally show who I am as a person, and it did exceptionally well. I am so grateful to every single person that has ever followed me. So I have my TikTok, I have my business, but then all of you start going, we want to learn your teachings. And I had no idea what you all meant by that. Do I start sessions? Do I start classes? Do I start teaching you? Should I write a book? Should I make a series? Should I do this? Should I do that? And it has been a million thousand different ideas. A children's book, a this, a that. I never knew what it really was. And then all of a sudden, about a year ago, it all came flooding in. And I was like, okay, my Pantalogical of Magic is my complete belief of magic. It is how I believe in magic, why I believe in magic, how I came to believe in magic. It is my entire doctrine. I cannot teach further than what is inside that book. Which brings me to my Irish side. Now, the Irish, the Celtic texts, there aren't really texts. From what I can see, destiny is what chooses a druid. When somebody's destiny has told them over and over again what they are it. For myself, this has been my entire life, from the get-go. It's like they didn't give me another option. Got anything else? I do like my fashion. I do love history and many other things, but the soul part of me has always been spirituality. So was I born a psychic? I will let you decide. Ciao, ciao, baby cats.